What was that moment like seeing fans that are outside of Texas being anarchy?
It was I want to say it was like humbling in a way too, cause I didn't know. I really had no expectation at all of how they were gonna react to me. I was just like, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna do what I do, and I just hope they like what I do. That's all that I was.
I want my work out there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm not gonna go over here and switch it up. If what I've been doing is working, then like I said before, I'm gonna try it over here and I'm gonna see if it works. But like they were like, I was getting like high fives. It was some lady there that like it was her first time at a wrestling show. And like she was one of the people that was like super loud. And I was like, I really just made her day today. Like for that being like her first wrestling show. Let me see, I don't remember her name. I think her name was Peyton. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. I believe it was Peyton. But if you were there, you know who you are because we locked eyes.
Kari Wright. That's another cool wrestler name. So we have our regular show. We have had our Friday episode with Mateo Valentine. So we're back again on the regular show here with Kari Wright. And thank you so much for having you on.
Yes, thank you for having me. Yeah. I've been waiting a while, high key. I've been seeing a lot of these. I was gonna send a message one day.
It's like, busy is a good problem. It's a thing. Busy's a good problem sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So it's interesting because I've had Demo Diamond on before, and we talked about the wrestling scene within the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. From your perspective, how big is it of a wrestling scene to be in the DFW area?
Dallas is still, at least to me and what it feels like currently, like when I first started in 2018, when I started my training in 2018 and then became official June 2019, like the scene feels just as big as it was when I started. And it's like now it's like more great talent coming out of like Dallas, like literally like every day. You could probably pick good 5-10 off rip, like who's gonna make it. But I've been happy about it because I'll probably say me, X, Demo, who else? Levi, Mox,
LBJ.
Lion, LBJ, Delenn, Nate Collins, Eddie, Nasty Co. Like it's a lot of people that I feel like have helped progress Dallas to get to that higher status. But it's just been great like this whole time. And like being part of that, it feels even better.
There's a variety of choice because like MPX is one thing, DFW All Pro is one thing. That War, which kind of came out of nowhere for me because I found that out last month. How much of that variety really created what the Dallas wrestling scene is today?
Like it just gives more exposure for like any other wrestlers because before it kind of felt a little limited. Like you probably had, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know, people in the comments or whatever, but it felt like there was like a big two for like a certain point in time.
Right.
And then, you know, you kind of got, well, if you're over here and then over here, and it's like, it ain't too much expansion and it's only a limited amount of spots. But now you got all these different promotions coming up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the area, and it's more opportunity for people coming up, more opportunities for people that's already been here to be seen a lot more, to get our names out more so throughout the state alongside like nation and worldwide. It just brings more opportunity. It's good for everybody.
What's the one that let's go comfortable because I'm sure each of those promotions has its own flavor in the scene. Which one are you more resonating with out of all of the promotions that are in the Dallas area?
So I was saying, so let's see, what all we got? We got DFW All Pro, MPX, new one, Dragonslayer, Matt War Pro.
I forgot that one too. Dang it, you're right.
Yeah. I'm missing one. I got Matt War. Well, you got Martinez too.
Yes. Yep.
Is that the main? That was the main five. I know, you know, like Pele and stuff used to be around.
Yeah.
I think they on a little hiatus for right now. But those main five, like I've been, aside from like, obviously MPX and DFW All Pro, those people have been following me. I've started DFW All Pro, kind of transitioned my way over to MPX, but they're still my brothers and sisters over there. So that's
Mm.
like my two homes that I'm always invited to. Aside from those great places, I've recently been at Dragonslayer, and it's something about Dragonslayer that I like.
Yeah,
The
I
venue
was
that they
gonna
have
ask
is
that.
beautiful.
What makes that such a? Because I had to see a show with that. What makes Dragon Slayer such a unique little promotion? Because what I've learned is MPX is what you see every week on TV, but it's on an indie scale. Man
Mhm.
War is close to a mixed martial arts, but throwing in wrestling and a lot of the hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
What makes Dragon Slayer such a unique promotion?
Dragon Slayer, I want to say, oh, I forgot VIP too. I forgot that promotion as well.
We're pulling stuff off the
Yeah,
straws today.
it just popped up in my head. I was like, oh yeah, VIP, duh. I was literally just there. But what makes Dragon Slayer unique? Well, I guess for the time being right now, like it's something new and something I I want to say different in a sense of like there's different names that you don't usually see at these like standard uh 5, 6 shows. So it's kind of opening up your eyes to like new talent that you
Right.
probably never even seen before. Like at least when I was there, what Misty Marks was there,
Mm-hmm.
Jay Alexander was there. Um, it's one dude on
I think Lady Bird
NWA.
was in the first one too.
Yeah,
There's
I wasn't able to make it to the first one,
okay.
but I was on the what was the last one? Like last month, I
Yeah, that
believe.
was last month. Yeah, that was April, I believe.
Yeah, but it was a lot of, and it's another dude. He's from NWA, and I'm gonna be very upset. I am upset because I cannot remember his name. It's gonna come to me though, but I'm sure the match is out there. Y'all just,
Watching in the middle of a
I'm
conversation,
sure.
in the middle of a conversation, we're like, "Oh, that name!" Like, "Oh, great!" It's like 5 minutes
Yeah, it's
after
probably
the
gonna pop
fact.
up like the VIP thing. It's gonna pop up.
Yeah, because if you can describe, like, from a fan perspective, what is Dragon Slayer? Like, if a fan was watching it, what are they expecting in every show?
So when you walk in the, I'm gonna say in the perspective, if you go there live, it's always prefer to go there live. For one, I think you have to anyway, because I don't even think they're
I don't
like
have a choice.
streaming
They
it
followed
anywhere
me,
yet.
so I.
But imagine you're going into this, it seems like a little Broadway kind of opera theater.
Oh,
Its acoustics are awesome. It's so much space. The AC is awesome. And like the way the seating is arranged, it's you got your ring, and then like I'm gonna try to illustrate it like this way. So the ring is right here.
right.
You got the entranceway like down here coming
Uh-huh.
up, and then you got a set of seats here, and then another set like right here. Then it's like some higher like standing kind of spots up, and then it's like
Right.
a second layer. So it's like it's like if you like the old ECW arena, if you cut those top sides and you just got like the hard cam side, it's kind of like that. It's really dope,
Wow.
and it's like when I was there, like fans were so engaged like the whole time. I don't know if it's just cause it's something new that they haven't seen before, but it's like watching a match on Dragon Slayer is like getting it's like getting paid on Friday. Or it's like
Oh.
when GTA 6 finally comes out. It feels like that. That's exactly what it feels like. And then you're getting all these different kind of styles and personalities. Like, granted, you get that with wrestling in general, but when you're in that venue, in that theater, you get what I mean when you go to a
There's a
live
no
show.
the
It's
way it
something about it's
sounded,
just beautiful.
it's like a flair for the dramatic. And I think 'cause I'm in Austin, so like all of these wrestling rings are have similar environments, but the way that you're describing it, it's almost like it's a flair for the dramatic just by the setup alone. It does look like it's a play in a wrestling
Yeah.
ring. And that's
And
what's nice about
it's
that.
dope, and it's like the ring spotlight is just like right there, and then it kind of like dims out a little bit in the seating area, So it's kind of like, yeah, like you're literally on this stage. All eyes are on you and
Wow.
you're elevated up a little bit. So it's like it's literally it's like you're like performing at Coachella or
Yeah.
something.
Wow. Okay.
I'm
That's
pretty sure
that's now you're gonna make me want to go on a Thursday.
I'm pretty sure I'm exaggerating that a lot, but it's that's how packed it was when I
Oh my
went. It was
God.
like it was a lot of people in there. It was really dope.
That's cool. See, I'm gonna go watch a show down the line. But to go back to MPX and um, we'll talk about the MPX champion too, because the one thing that I noticed, and Demo had his perspective on the triple threat match between you, him, and X. How has synergy been such a very key part in that match? Because it wasn't, I wouldn't say, well, Spotfest wouldn't be a, but to have the moves that you're doing, how has
Yeah.
working with Demo and X together really make that match so special?
So the one thing that really makes any match special in general is like the point is to tell us a story of
Mm-hmm.
what's within the match.
Okay.
I already have, so I would probably say I'm the anchor point to both of them because I have history with Exodus. I have history with Demo. I've tagged with both. I've feuded with both. So there's a natural chemistry that we've already kind of like got acclimated to being in a ring with each other. And they've had matches with themselves that they've already got acclimated to each other. So it kind of felt like a seamless like transition. And then it's a natural story of like, well, I'm here fighting my brothers. Exodus has been cheated out of this Texas Rumble main spot. It shouldn't even be a triple threat. It should be me and
Mm.
him. Demo was on this hiatus when I actually took the belt from him. So he's on this redemption arc,
Oh no.
like this revenge arc coming back to reclaim the prize that he think is his. I mean, he got it, good for him, but it's really mine. But if you go back and look at that match, you can see like it wasn't nothing. I don't want to say it wasn't nothing like like you said, like spot festy, but it was a natural kind of flow and progression of
Yeah,
like you can
that's
see
right.
us getting more. It gets more intense because it's like if you fighting your siblings, like it's gonna get more intense. But there's also that aspect of like, well, I want this belt.
Right.
I was
Everyone's
like,
out for each other.
yeah, like I love y'all. I love hate y'all, but I want to be the one on top, and that's what brings out that intensity. That's what makes the match feel how it should, and it gets everyone else involved in it because they like now they trying to pick and choose. Well, I feel for Exodus. I think he earned it, and they're like, no, well, Kari's been kind of on a nice run, and he is the best looking, coolest, best and then Dibbo's just over there being the shining truth. It gives everybody something to kind of gravitate to.
Yeah, because like it's interesting because when I that and kind of caught me by surprise because like I think with that progression of what you guys are doing, when you got over, I wouldn't say it's sudden, but it was like whoa, okay, it's done already. How did that? How did that even lead up to that? Where you know where you are going over, and that ending is showing up out of nowhere. What did you see in the crowd that they were like, "Oh, okay, the match is done."
So we always want to give them like, I'm always a big fan of like a little surprise kind of
Right,
like factor. And so the main thing between like how the finish was actually made. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks prior to that.
right,
Um, Exodus was in the ring, beginning of the show, pretty much taking the show hostage, because of what happened at the Texas Rumble with him and Demo. So
right.
there's some history there. And so I come out to try to like, help appease the way he, help him get
You're the
straight,
bell.
so we
You're
can,
trying to like basically just
yeah,
you're the
I'm
you're
trying to help. I'm trying to get him to calm down. Like, bro, we can come back. We can talk about it. And then all of a sudden, Richard comes out and he's like, you know what? Since you want to be peacemaker, then how about y'all have a match? And if he win, he get a spot in the triple threat. And so
wow.
he ended up winning that, but he did it in a way where he capitalized on the situation that was presented to him.
Mm.
And so if we remember that, what he did to get into that match, if you go back, he either posted it in the addicts page or he I remember him saying it to me, but he
Mm,
was like, take advantage of the moment. So I took that at heart. So when he had Demo pretty much dead to rights, I I took advantage of the opportunity.
right.
I'm not about to just sit there and let you take my belt. He did what he had to do, and I got him the F up out of there, and I
Yeah.
took I took the pin and I reclaimed my belt. Things happen after that. He's gonna feel the way he feels, and we've already settled that feud, which I won that one also. He was a little out of pocket, but we got that figured out.
Because you didn't have the MPX championship, like the heavyweight championship. But I'll ask this first because I'm curious. You had the tag belts twice, and I'm curious, and you had different partners. Just tell us like what each partner that you've had the belt the first time and second time, and what was it like working with both of your partners during that run with the tag championships?
Yeah. So whenever we first got the MPX tag championships, it was a group called Silver Disorder. And I
Mm,
was pretty much like if I remember this correctly, I was like kind of like the last member that kind of slid into the group. It originated with Bricks and Shaw, Exodus Prime, and this headphone died. And then Gabe Wilder. But one of Exodus matches, he was defending against Tommy Dean, and I came in,
okay.
to help him out, to help him reclaim his title.
You're
I
good.
was helping him reclaim his title, and then that's how I got implemented into the group, and we went on this like kind of Shield Nexus kind of run, like we're just dominating
Oh,
stuff. And so whenever it became time to get that title match, it was me and I think it was me and Bricks and Shaw the first time. And then second time it was Gabe Wilder. Funny part is I've never gotten a belt with Exodus, but I've defended it with him. So to answer your question about like what differentiates them, Brixton is and Gabe kind of go hand in hand with like a powerhouse kind of fighter. Gabe is a little bit more
okay.
on that rugged side. Brixton is more, I want to say, methodical with what he's doing and how his moves are being implemented. Gabe, he's a rugged mofo. Like he just want to get out there and cause some harm. And then like with Exodus, like we've all seen Exodus work. Working with him is like he's a little bit like a blend of both, of like methodical powerhouse, and then if he gets turned on to that point, then he'll get there. But working with me and him more or less kind of are similar in a way. I just haven't fully grasped like all the words that I need to describe how we are. But
Right.
if you look at the way both of us are in there, like we're really kind of like our genuine selves, and then we're just in there just having fun doing what we need to do. And I feel like that's what made like Silver Disorder what it was, because it's like all these different personalities. Like how are they all like meshing like this? But it's so entertaining to watch.
Because, like, how much is it to adapt with different wrestlers? Like, did it take time for you to really, really gel together with those different personalities? How much of adaptation has been a big part in your tag team runs in your time as tag team?
Honestly, it didn't take. Well, obviously working with Exodus, it didn't take long at all because I started with him.
It's seamless. I mean,
Yeah, but with Gabe and Brixton, it was like they're capable of being fast paced when they need to be, but like they work a little bit more slower, more methodical in a way. Like they want to dominate, have control over what's going on. And like I pride myself on being adaptable to whoever I'm in the ring with. You got to be able to. I feel like to be great, you got to be able to adjust to whoever you're in there with to help make the
because
other
like
person look good.
okay, and I was thinking about where in tag teams, do you oftentimes take the lead on how to call the shots, or is it a mixture of your partners when you have these tag matches over at MPX?
It'll probably be like a little blend of both, to be honest. I know early on doing tag matches, I kind of took a back seat a little bit because I
Mm,
just For one, I didn't know. I've always done like a lot of singles like style matches or multi-man style matches.
Okay.
And so whoever has the more tag team kind of like veteran experience should be the one that's leading. And then like if I have an idea, I'll be sure to tell said person that we figure out how to make things gel the way they should. But I'll probably say now I'm a lot more comfortable with it now where I am able to like, call what I need to call, do what we need to do, orchestrate it how it needs to be made. But usually I just let whoever the veteran is of this specific style of match, I'll be like,
Right.
hey, I'm learning from you. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, because how has communication been such an important part in tag wrestling? Because has there ever been a miscommunication moment that you had to really save up a match? Because some calls may not work, or if there's any miscommunications, how did you wind up learning to say, okay, we're on the same page now,
Yeah.
even though there's probably like a small spot that kind of went wrong, but you overcame that miscommunication moment?
Yeah, so it happens more so than y'all would probably think.
Right.
Obviously, y'all obviously don't know. It's like the way that like pro wrestling is. It's good to be able to, call whatever you want to call.
Right.
We all want to go out there and put on like the most 10-star match that anyone has ever seen. But you need to be able to adapt to the situation. Cause one situation your crowd may not react the way you thought they was gonna react to something that you thought about. And then on another end, somebody may be having a ego trip that day. So you gotta
Mm.
be able to adapt. That way nobody's out here looking terrible. Like
Everyone's gonna look weird at the
yeah, like we
show.
still at the end of the day, our job is to entertain the fans. They work hard, 9 to 5s, and then you're like, you know what, Friday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, I want to go watch a show. They're not trying to see
Yeah.
us having this ego trip in here. They can go watch MMA for all of that. They're here to be entertained, to see a story live. Like they didn't even go to the movies. They wanted to come see us.
Yeah. Because like going out, oh, I almost forgot about that. So the Prospect Championship, you've had a really lengthy run. And I'm going to ask this
Mm.
too, where how much of MPX ownership has really given you the trust to last those 232 days as the Prospects champion? How much did trust play into how you're doing things over at MPX?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know it was 232 days. I was having so much
Cage
fun.
match, baby, cage
I was
match.
I was having so much fun. I was not keeping track. I know I held it for the better part of that year, like a good
Yeah,
chunk of that year. But like it felt because that was my for one when I actually got it and I was able to get to the end of that duration of having the prospect championship.
right.
It kind of awakened me to like they really believe in me. Like everything that I've been doing up until this point has been working. So
Okay.
it's like build upon those blocks. Cause before then I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Like it could be me just it actually it was just me just overthinking the
Okay.
situation. Cause everybody would be like, nah, bro, you're literally like right there. You're just it's one day everything is just gonna click and then like one day it did click. During that
Right.
duration of having the prospect championship, it kind of like brought out a little bit more creativity in me. A lot more of my personality came out than I thought it would because I was just out there having fun. So like you can probably go back and look at those and you can be like, yeah, that's Kari for sure. Like it ain't nothing that's
He's okay.
yeah, it's
He's
nothing
gonna
that's
work.
like ungenuine about what I'm doing in there. I was having way too much fun. And I was happy
It
that
must have
they
been
put that trust in me to be able to like cuz I was like a main story for like a big chunk of the year and
really
like they was really like invested in me and I was proud that I was actually able to deliver what I needed to for them.
because within that span, that must have been freeing to really know yourself as a wrestler. Like, what were some of those nervous moments that you really got to understand how a wrestling show works within that time?
Yeah, so even like I would have to go out there like cut like some promos. First of all, like anytime I have a match, even now, I'm always nervous. But it's like a nervousness
Okay.
of like I
You
want to.
know it's good, but
It's like I want to do so. I want to do good. Like I want these people to be like damn, Kari's cold. Like he's kind of nice. I like watching him. I want them to be like that. But during that progression of holding the prospect, like it was a few. I can't think of like a significant one. It was kind of like going week by week, and then like the nervousness kind of like went away.
it chips
Yeah, it
away.
kind of chips away because you're like, well, I got to go out here and do the job. That's why I'm here
Right.
to tell the story, do what I need to do, get these fans invested in what my vision is.
How much of what you've learned within that time as Prospects champion to go out into the road, how much of those lessons that you've done during that run and when you go out into the road past the borders of Dallas, how much of that has stuck with you go wrestling outside of
Yeah,
Dallas?
pretty much like all of it. I'll go back to like what I was
Like what's some
saying.
examples? Like what were some of the things that kind of made you say, okay, I've learned this. Let's go try it somewhere. It may work, it may not work. At least you learn from whatever you've learned
Yeah.
as the prospects chamber. That's the question.
So like even like I'll be at home. It ain't even like in a match specifically, but I'll be at home. Be like, man, I'm gonna try to open up a little bit of my like at home personality, and I'll try it at a few. I tried it at a few of those little shows, and they got like a real reaction because it's people that work there that actually know who I am. And they're like,
Right.
yeah, that's literally him. Like every bit of what you see in there is him. So it's like
Yeah.
really more so bringing out the genuineness of myself help during that run help project me to bring that out. Like if I'm in like Austin, Houston, AEW, like it that whole run really helped me open up to be who I am right now. If it wasn't for
Just
that, I
how
don't think I'll probably still be a little more closed off had it not been
yeah.
for that run.
I think I've seen you more in Inspire AD. I think you have you done a Victoria show by any chance?
Yeah, I was Houston surprise partner. I think that was like 3 months ago now. 3 months.
Okay, so that's still Victorious.
That was
That's
the
Victorious.
first victorious one that I was on.
Gotcha. So I was gonna ask this where to go in Austin, and this podcast is based in Austin, you can tell by the vibes of this conversation. Like, what was it like being outside of your own comfort zone in Dallas to be part and inspire both Victorious and AD?
Yeah, so it's a very like eye opening kind of experience because I'll go back to like the first few times that I was at Inspire. I was like, okay, these people don't know probably nothing about me. So the most that I can do is really just be myself. It's like if you get a new girlfriend or something, you go to her parents' house. You're like, I don't want to give off the wrong first impression. I want to
Right.
make sure that y'all see me for who I am. But it was like, honestly, that was probably when I was the most nervous because I was never there, and
Oh,
I went back and watched past Inspired shows and whatnot. I'm like, it's some stars that's been on Inspire, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm here now. I'm like, little old
Poor
me.
little me. Poor little me.
Yeah,
I'm from Dallas.
I'm like, who am I to be on this show? There's been some names on Inspire. And then like even with that run too kind of helped build my confidence too because I'm here. Like
Yeah.
they're resonating with what I'm doing. They like what I'm doing
Right.
here.
How much did it take you to go over in Inspire? Did it take some time for you to break in? Say, all right, let's see what I can do. To now, you're like, I'm in Austin. I'm in Inspired. I'm gonna go crash this joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really feel like I haven't even like really hit my stride yet. I feel
Okay.
like there's so much more that I can still do because it's been a nice hiatus that I've been on from Inspire because I ended up hurting my neck on the later end of last year, so I wasn't able to come out to the show and perform like I would love to do. So I think that kind of like killed my momentum a little bit. So I'm trying to get it back, but I feel like I was never at my peak yet at Inspire. It was kind of like it always felt like a introductory period. Like it always felt like that to me. But like I feel like I haven't even hit the peak yet. I feel like there's so much more I can do.
Have you noticed it where you're like, oh, it's basically like, oh, okay, I get it. Like you sense that there is movement in what the crowd is reacting
Yeah.
to. Have you ever noticed in some of those shows, whether it's I'll throw in whether it's inspired or if you're outside of Dallas in general, did it take time for you to really notice and observe? Like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing in this city in particular.
Yeah, a little bit. And luckily, like what I've been doing, like what let me say what people have been seeing from me is what's been working. So I'll take
Ah,
what I do at, for example, I'll take what I do at MPX. I'll try something out that day, and I'll be like, okay, this resonated really well. Maybe the next day I got inspired. I'm like, okay, well, let me what they liked over here, let me try it over here. And by the grace of God, it worked there too. So I was like, okay, we may have something here. And then when I took a trip to St. Louis Anarchy not too long ago, and
right.
same thing, like what I'm bringing to MPX, what I'm bringing to Inspire, what I'm doing down here in Texas, it works over there. So it's
Ah.
kind of like you take. Well, granted, there has been some stuff that don't work, and I don't do it no more. But like you want to. I was telling some of the trainees this too. I was like, you want to like try some stuff out, listen to what the crowd is reacting to, take that, test it out, maybe two or three more places, and then if you're getting the same reaction, keep it. It's something there. It's something there that the audience is relating to you with. And then once it
Right.
worked there, now you go out of state and you're like, well, like, if it work at these places, let me try it over here. And I think that's how you can start to create like a foundation of like what becomes relatable to you and like what the fans are liking about you.
It's about experimenting. That's the thing
Mm-hmm.
where I mean it's trial and error, and there will be more. And it's not to disparage. There will always be more errors than trials in a lot of in life in general. But it only takes one, and that one where the crowd puts you over, whether you're a face or heel. That one moment. All right, cool. I can learn from that and try it somewhere else.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, let's just learning and finding the feel for the crowd because like you don't want to wrestling show you're like what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about like wrestling too is like there's different flavors and some like you mentioned you can adapt and camouflage what you've learned to basically say hey all right this will work in Houston, this will work in San Antonio and Austin. Okay, it may not work in El Paso, and
Yeah.
what can I do to learn that to put them over, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And then that becomes like a new lesson in itself. You're like, well, what if I try that thing that didn't work over here? What if it worked over here? Like you just gotta try. You can't be afraid to make mistakes. Like if you really want to do great in this, like you gotta be comfortable with making mistakes because that's where you're gonna learn most of your lessons.
Yeah, and your work is taken over to AEW, and we will talk about what happened between MJF and Hangman because you were the one holding Hangman back. We'll delve into that, but first, to see a preview of something that's bigger than what you're doing in Texas wrestling. What was it like seeing AEW compared to a lot of the stuff here that you've done in Texas?
Yeah, if it felt like, at least to me, so whenever I checkpoints like that, I feel like I'm not too far off. Like
Right.
listening to the people backstage, listening to how they're coming up with matches, I'm not too far off from like the way that they're thinking. Like, so they'll be calling some stuff, and I'll think of like something in my head, and then
Right.
what they say is pretty much similar to what I'm thinking. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much on par with where they at. Obviously, there's a lot to learn. There's always much to learn, but I try
Right.
to compare like my thought process, how to like construct the match. I try to correlate that to what they're doing because they're on the bigger stage. That's something that I have to adapt to. but I feel like I'm really not too far. I just need a moment to just
It
take.
takes one. Like I
I
said,
just
it
need a
takes
moment to
one.
take it.
What was the energy like too? Because this was at the Moody Center. So no, sorry, CB Center. I
Yeah,
am
yeah, yeah,
confusing
yeah.
the things. How was the energy like? Even though it is extras work, it's a small cog in the wheel.
Hmm.
What was the energy like whenever you see something large like an E?
It's it's still surreal to like
Yeah.
walk, even like going down like the ramp, even we're running down the ramp and our little security fits. It's like
I'm
wow,
here.
like
I'm
yeah,
here.
it's like wow, like they're performing in front of this. I was like, I want this. I feel like I can do this.
Yeah.
And then like I don't want to like give off that like I know I'm gonna get signed, but I like to like get in a perspective of like, okay, if I'm in this moment, like what's gonna keep me from actually being here? Like I'm already experiencing it. That's just like a stepping stone. It's getting me. I feel like it's like a journey of me getting acclimated to it,
Right.
like kind of early, rather than just being thrown in there. Because something like that, because I'm still a little shy a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. So it still take a few of those before I can really get comfortable. But I think now, like if I were to like get signed now and like go out there, I feel like I can really kill it because I'll be out there just trying to entertain.
Which of the roster, like, did you and if there's like one, I'm not going to ask like multiple people. Have you ever had interactions with the roster when you're there doing extras work in AEW?
Yeah, a little bit. So I've gotten some advice from Nana. I got some advice from Mark Henry, Scorpio Sky. Listening wise, you can pretty much listen to anybody there. The locker room there, they're very welcoming.
Right.
Through my experience, they're very welcoming. They love when you're asking questions, and they love when you want to get involved because they're literally just like us. They used to be on the independent
Right.
scene, so they know what it's like to like take those steps. Like they really want to be there to help you. Granted, there's
Right.
certain people that they don't want to be talked to, and you'll kind of know when you get there. So you're like, hey, I'm gonna let you do you. I'm gonna go talk to
You
him.
know your space, like you know your
Yeah,
boundaries
yeah,
with them.
exactly. But they're very open to helping you out and giving advice. They want to give you advice.
All right, so we're gonna talk about this now. So this is during MJF and Hangman, and I was there. I was surprised when I got home that I saw Ben Parker, I saw Hit, I saw Cordell, Jimmy House.
Mm-hmm.
You were kind of hidden from everybody else within that time. You were holding Hangman and a Page. I had to watch it, and I'm like, there's no way. Oh, that is Kari.
Yep.
But what was it? Of course, it's controlled chaos. But to go run out there and hold MJF and Hangman during that time, run us through that moment with us, because like it's different seeing it as a viewer, but for you to be involved in that segment. Just run us through with how that segment came to be.
Yeah, so we're there doing some extra work, to we just doing the job to get a job. That's all that we're there to do.
Right. Oh no, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Going through it, like we always want, like even when you're back there, you're like you're hoping just to get like something. Like you really don't care what it
You're at the
is. You
starting gate. That's what it
you just
sounded like.
want something.
Yeah.
And so when they're telling us that we got this little security spot, where I'm like, okay, I already know. I've done this before. I already know what to do. And like I be telling people this, I don't be trying to do it, but my body just knows how to find the camera. It's very like it's very surreal. Like my body just knows. Like you can probably go back and look at us holding back, hey man, and I'm kind of like just right there. Like my body just found the camera.
It's just like, can I get a shot? Can I get a shot?
I'm like, I like the camera. I ain't got no problem with the camera. But like I remember they were like going through like how they were kind of like orchestrating like their route, and that was kind of cool to me because I was like, wow, like it's attention to detail to like everything. Like as they're discussing, I ain't gonna give away too much, but like as they're discussing like the steps of how the segment is gonna go, I was like, really cool. All we had to do was just follow. That's really it.
Okay.
We're just sitting there following. And it's funny because like so we're all out there. We all out there. We excited too. We try not to smile on camera and stuff, but we're all excited. But you hear like these like everybody in the arena, like as soon as we come out there, like
I was
boo. They're like, let
yelling
them
too.
fight. Boo. We're like, this is so cool. This is amazing. It was a really dope experience. It was so exciting. That's what we was feeling like the whole time. And I'm high key jealous that like Vin took Hangman's
Oh, you had a
buckshot.
buckshot lariat.
Oh, I wish that was me.
That was
Oh,
so. I was
I wish
watching it,
that
and
was
I'm
me.
like, how did you get up into the bleeders too? Was it? And I'm not gonna pull. I'm not gonna say much either. Like to go up into the higher levels, like that must have been crazy to go up there.
Yeah, it was like you jump over the barricade and then it's like a set of stairs. It's like right there.
Yeah.
So we literally like we're all like hopping over this barricade. It's hilarious because we look like a whole bunch of like ants like trying to go over this barricade. And then like as the stairs are, because they got the tunnel and then it's like some stairs up on the side. We kind of like broke off into teams and then like every like it's like a set of 4 or 5 for each for Hangman and MJ.
Wow, that's great. Cause like it look and how did you keep? I mean, of course, like it is a job, but of course, within that moment, of course, composure had to be a big thing.
Mhm.
How did you keep up with the composure to hold back Hangman and to know that to know that okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I gotta calm down. I gotta find my composure because it is a segment. How did you
Yes.
manage to really keep your composure down within that segment?
Well, for one, I want to come back, so it's automatic. We're all gonna keep our composure, but it's like we know when we get there, it's not for us. The point of the
Right.
segment is to get over the story that the
Okay.
people on the roster actually need to portray. We're just extras. We're just here to
Yeah.
make the story, to help fill the story with more pizzazz. That's all we're there to do.
Okay, that makes sense actually, because like offense, because I did work in film too, and I understand wrangling extras, and I'm like, I know that feeling, and they're doing their part as much as you're
Yeah.
doing your part in that segment, and it's one of those things where how much of your relatives or friends or people that find you in that segment, what was it like for a lot of your family and friends to say, "Oh my God, you were in this segment"?
I think that one specifically, I don't think my family didn't even know about it till I posted that they didn't even know about it till I posted that picture. I think Shimbashi posted it first and then I found it.
Okay, all right.
And then I posted and they were like, "Oh, they were like, "Oh, you're hilarious." But I know I
That's so
told them
nonchalant.
the first time I was at AEW, I think it was like had to have been 2 years ago. I know it was in like December. I know that
Yeah.
for sure. I literally told because I found out I was gonna have a quick little match that day. That was the match with Brian Cage. That was that day. And I told him, I said
Uh,
it was a Saturday too, so I knew it was gonna be on Collision. So I told him, I said, "Hey,
I think I was there then.
I like
Okay.
called like texted all my friends and family. I said, watch. I said, watch." They're like, "When you going?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't ever know, but just watch. Just watch today."
just tune in. Just tune in.
Yeah.
Keep the viewership up.
And like I got cooked that match. So like the
Like,
text messages
wait, that
after
was
that
the
were
one in
hilarious.
Garland, wasn't
Huh?
it? That was the one in Garland.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That was that one.
Okay, I probably saw it. I just didn't know who you were at the time. You were like, poor guy.
Yeah, that was the one I got cooked in. And it was hilarious because like I go back to my phone and I see like a text from like my mom, my dad, they're like, "Oh son, he cooked you." And like from my friends and stuff too. I was just back there
Oh
laughing.
my
It was so
god.
funny to me.
To have like Dallas, like let's do Athena. Athena would be the more notable name. To see someone from Dallas to make it up to the top with AEW, how much of your work is going to be put more effort to be at that level in AEW?
Like pretty much all of it. That is my
Yeah.
trainer now. So Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, so we kind of don't got a choice. She's literally prepping us to, like, if we want to be able to get to, she wants us to be ready. That's what all of this for. Like, the point of all of this is to be TV ready, and then you go off and do, whatever it is you need to do. She's just there to give us the steps and, like, open up a few doors for us. But after that, we pretty much taking the rest of the steps on our own.
Uh, and she's just basically giving you basically like a guidebook on
Yeah,
how to do things at that
yeah.
level of professional wrestling.
And like through her experiences, she's given us, pretty much like you're saying, she's given us the experience, the knowledge, the advice to, like, what it takes to be on this level. That's what she's telling us, so we can already become used to that idea and already, like, acclimated to the work. So when we get there, it's like it's nothing unfamiliar. It's like, well, we've been doing this down here, so it's like we're already used to this.
And it's just, I think the part of it is just finding that one opportunity
Yeah.
to get to that spot. And which I'm going to lead to this because 2025 is still underway. We're close to half of the year already. What are some of those milestones and goals that you would like to have during 2025?
More so for me, I know this year for sure I want to do a lot more out of state, like, work. I want to get accustomed to, okay, I got a show Saturday in Texas, but Sunday I got to go to, like, North Carolina or something. I want to cement the idea that I'm not going to be in the same place all the time, to take me out of my comfort zone. That way, God willing, that if I do get signed, I'm already accustomed to, I'm at home for like a day. In next 2 days, I gotta, go off somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to get myself accustomed to now. And then just really just getting my name out there. A little Texas goal, like, I'm trying to get more Austin, Houston in. I'm trying to make my name more relevant down there. Like, it's known, but I feel like we can do a lot more.
Yeah, because you mentioned being in St. Louis and with Anarchy recently. Was there a culture shock? Because I mean, it is a different state. I mean, it is Missouri. Was there any type of uh, acclimation to a different state? Because scenes are different in every state. Texas will have its own imprint. How is the Missouri St. Louis area imprint like, and how did you really got to go through that experience?
Yeah, so being in front of that new crowd, it was actually really really cool, because for them it's like, like, if we get somebody from out of state and they come down here, it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, we don't know
Right.
who you are, but you about to show us everything that got you to this point. It was more or less just like that. And, like, I uploaded a clip on, it's on all my social medias. Like, I did like a little dive, over the top dive, and then, like, I'm just there reacting, and then I get up and I just get fired up, and you see, like, I don't even think the sound on the clip could really make up for what I heard being there. Like, once I heard that, I said, got him. Immediately, I was like, I got him. And it had me fired up. And it's like, for me being from Texas and going down there, they're not going to see me too often. So that first impression has to be, like, big. Like, you have to give 100 and 100 more in front of, like, this out of state crowd. Because, like, if I just go over there, I'm 50% it, they're gonna be like, oh, that was cool, but
You
why?
got over. You got over at that
Yeah,
moment,
and I
and it's
was
like that's what you need.
I was shocked. It surprised me. You could probably see it on my face a little
Really?
bit. I was like, oh, it's loud in here. I was like, it's loud, loud in here. It was crazy.
What were those fans like too? Because I'm curious. Like when the show was done and you're doing merch after the show, what was it like seeing fans that are outside of Texas and they're like, "Kari, oh my God, you did a good job!" Like, what was that moment like seeing fans that are outside of Texas being in Anarchy
It
at that
was
time?
I want to say it was, like, humbling in a way too, cuz I didn't know. I really had no expectation at all of how they were gonna react to me. I was just like, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna do what I do, and I just hope they like what I do. That's all. That's all that I was thinking.
I want my work out there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm not gonna go over here and switch it up. If what I've been doing is working, then like I said before, I'm gonna try it over here and I'm gonna see if it works. But like they were like, I was getting like high fives. It was some lady there that
Wow.
like it was her first time at a wrestling show. And like she was one of the people that was like super loud. And I was like, I really just made her day today. Like for that being like her first wrestling show. Let me see if I can remember her name. I think her name was Peyton. If I'm not mistaken, I
Okay.
believe it was Peyton. But if you were there, you know who you are because like we locked eyes. You was here.
And it's the interactions at the end of the day too. And you're definitely coming back because I heard based on the interactions, they would love to have you back down the line. What are some dream states that you would look forward to working with?
Ooh, states, man. Aside from the general answer, like everywhere, I would love to
Okay.
do like California, New York. I feel like those are like really big markets. I feel like I can really shine there.
Right.
Illinois would be cool.
Mm.
Uh, Florida, New York, Illinois. I feel like oh, I need to do Louisiana. I can do that one within a year though. I heard that was pretty nice.
Oh, Wildcats there. That's right. Wildcats in that
Yeah, I
area
believe
too.
so. Wildcat, and then it's like 225, 225 wrestling.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's 225. So we'll ding that on the edit. We'll
Yeah,
find
but
that out.
they know what we talking about.
Yeah. Because now that you have these states and places in mind, what can you deliver to those states that this is Texas strong style, this is what I can deliver? How will you bring that to those states whenever you do have that opportunity?
Yeah, so I'm a be me. We can clearly see there's proven evidence. Me being me is working. I come
Right.
down here like I feel like I'm a unique kind of like taste. Like I'm very likable. So when I'm in the ring, I like to bring a like I'm your favorite cousin kind of like
Okay.
feeling. That's what it feels like to me, I just figured it out now as we're talking. That's what it feels.
The more you know at that point.
Yeah, it. I just want to like if it's someone's first time there, I want you to have like the best time of your life. Like I will literally look like who's just looking uncomfortable in here. We're gonna make their day. Like that's like a thing that I do. I don't know why it's like subconscious. And then like say I do a little something, I go over to them and react with them, talk with them. They having a good time. Now they're excited for the whole rest of the show.
Man, this was fun. Patience is a virtue. You
Yes.
finally had your spot, and here we are. And to share your story as a wrestler there in Dallas, and now you're doing your own thing, going outside just far
Mhm.
as St. Louis. So here you go. This is your guest spot. You shared your story, and I'll end this conversation with this. And if you are in the same room as an adolescent you, what would you like to talk to him
Man, I would be like, relax, stop overthinking for sure.
about?
Cut that nonsense out. It
Right.
does you no good. Be yourself and excuse me, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I would instill that in my younger self because my goodness, when I tell you I was like shy, overthinking every little interaction.
Okay.
It was terrible. It was really bad. I didn't want to really talk to nobody. Like I didn't talk to anybody unless you talked to me first. I was never like talking to anybody first. That
You were a turtle.
yeah, pretty much. Like people would always be like I always had like this like mug. I don't even know if I'd be like that
Oh
like
my
all
god.
the time.
Oh
But like
no.
they'll be like, you always look mad. That's why I never go up to you. I'll be like, oh no, I don't know. Well, obviously I don't know what my face looked like just walking
Right.
around. But I'm like the most coolest person ever. Like I'm very welcoming.
Yeah. How much of that, like, how much did it take to break out of that shell? Like, was there any was what was your support system growing up at that time, and when it did break out of that shell, that must have been cool to like really earn to have that confidence of yourself. Like, what was that support system like?
So, I got my mom and dad, thank God. They were like my main like support system. When I first told them, they always knew I liked wrestling. Like I had all the games pretty much, and me and my cousin breaking furniture in the living room, trying to like wrestle each other. They always
Why am I not so?
they always knew like there was a passion there. So the day I actually took the initiative to pursue this dream, they were like, well, it was, I would assume for them, they're like, well, we kind of knew we here for you, and like I would probably
Okay.
say my mom was like all in like immediately, and then
Okay.
like for my dad, it took a little bit. He was like, my dad's like hard working like hard working kind of dude, so he like kind of have a
Right.
backup if you need it. But like through time, like he saw the passion get more. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he I think he saw through me how much I wanted to do this. And so through time, it didn't even really take that long. I'll probably say maybe 4 or 5 months after I had my
Okay.
first few matches that first year, he really became like locked into the idea. And like even now, like he's just as much all in as my mom is, because he's seen like as I made it to AEW on some kind of level. I've been at a state on some kind of level. Like he's came to like
Mm.
multiple championship matches that I've had. Like their belief in me is probably a lot more than I'll be believing in myself.
Yeah.
But like to like hear them, like to see them smile, because I'm an only child. So for me to be able to
Uh,
do that for them, and like for them to see their son living his dream, like it motivates me to like really make it, because I want to give back everything that they gave to me.
and of course, wrestling is another family as well. How much of the wrestling family that you've had in your career, like who were some of those go-to guys that you turn to them if there's any questions in how you're doing things every day?
Like all my coaches, pretty much the lump sum of All Pro and MPX. It's like my
Okay.
two. It's like my two big families. Like everyone is so supportive of seeing not only me but seeing each other get to the next level. Like we really
Okay.
pushing each other like every single time. My close circle, what Demo, Exodus, Stevie, Prince. It's a few others. My mind is all over the place right now. Forgive me. But it's a few people that I go to, we just help motivate each other. Like every time we see each other,
Right.
it's like we pick up where we left off.
Yeah. No, this is great. This is fun. No, this is honestly fun because, like, I think I've seen you in a couple of shows, but to know that there is a person behind a wrestler,
Yeah.
and it's nice to have this conversation because like oftentimes like we see the wrestlers as performers, but like for conversations like this, there's a human being behind that character,
Yeah.
and to share your story pretty much every episode at this point, it's a story that everyone wants to see at some point, whether it's found on YouTube or if you're sharing the episodes on your end on social media. So this is fun, and I really appreciate
Thank you. I get a lot of these. They be like, "Yeah, we had a fun time." I'll be like, "I'm just talking. I'm just talking."
But I have nothing left to give. You have the floor, and where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Kari Wright. I should really make all these one name. But X, it's Kari3K. On TikTok, it's oh my god, what's Kari3K? And then Instagram, it's Kari dot the dot right dot one. Like Wright Brothers, WRI. Cause I'm trying something. I'm kind of making a little nickname kind of transition. I'm kind of trying it out, see how I like it.
It's workshop. You're workshopping anyways.
Yeah, I'm just trying some stuff out, seeing how it works.
But this was fun. And for those who are watching or tuning in on YouTube, Spotify, or on iHeartRadio, thank you so much for watching or listening. And we're on to the next one. There we go. We shall end it right. Y'all.